What's up, guys? So we caught a big win in UPST Upstart this week, and I did size heavier on this trade because it was a high conviction trade, and because there had a lot of other things working for it just besides a good entry and an A+ setup. Okay, let's walk through what are the pieces that we had, right? Okay, so the first thing is we had the earnings gap up, right? The earnings gap up, and we held the consolidation. That's number one. Number two, we created a flag, right? We traded sideways and created this flag pattern. Number three, we had an A+ setup on the daily time frame. Number four, we created an inside day on this candle. And then number five, here's my entry. So here's the entry. We took entries right here on the pullback of this candle here. So we entered right here. I actually happened to bottom ticket. Just be happy when it happens. It's never a guarantee, right? And then we had about a 10% move in just like 12 hours essentially. And we had this huge move up, nice run up. So we printed early signals, then we printed an A+, and then we had a huge move up in 85. We actually took our profits right towards the high, not because that's where I thought it was going, but because of we were up a 4-to-1 R on this trade. Okay, 4-to-1 risk to reward. So we made 4 times what we were initially risking. Okay, so the final thing that was good about this setup, actually final two things, is you can see the relative strength score at the top. In the past year, it's performed better than 99% of the stocks. And then the past 50 days, it's performed better than the 99% of stocks. Okay, so we're taking all of this into consideration and keeping in mind, just focusing on that relative strength. And then the last thing is high short interest. It had 23% short interest at the time of this trade. And so there's 7 things that are working for us outside of just a signal. Okay, and so that's the trade, that's the setup. We actually ended up getting a really good entry and a really good exit, and I did take one other trade this week and it was a loser. So let's go over that. So if we go to the 15-minute on GameStop, I thought we were going to have a breakout on this. So I entered here and we got stopped out for minus 15%. So lost 15% on this. The contracts on UPST ran up to 80%. If you took regular calls, those went 120, 150%, but that's how you manage risk effectively. So like this loss, how you want to have it is these losses aren't blimps, or just you can't even see it on the radar because they're so small. So it doesn't even matter. So very green week, sized heavy on UPST, worked out in our favor, had a strong R multiple, and then we just lost a little bit on GameStop. And then going to be looking at what are some of the end of day setups that we can look at for going into next week.